Are you aware that your radio station website can be more than just a tool to engage listeners? Today, we're going to uncover ways to how it can revolutionize and enhance every department at your radio station.
You're listening to Better Radio Websites, the definitive podcast for radio professionals who want their websites to generate more traffic and substantial revenue. Get time-tested techniques, secret tricks, and valuable tools in online content, marketing, analytics, security, social media, and much more. Ready for your radio station to dominate digital in your market? Here we go.
Hi, it's Jim, and welcome to Better Radio Websites, the podcast that wants to help you get more visitors and the most revenue from your radio station website. Thank you so much for tuning in this week, and this week we are talking about additional ways that you can look at your radio station website. You know, it's online just like everything else. It can do so much more than just engaging your listeners, or if you have a corporate site, just engaging your advertisers. And today we're going to uncover some ways that you can do that. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you right now, what we're going to talk about today is really going to depend on your specific situation. If you host your own radio station website, then you may be able to do more of these. If you're with a radio station website partner like Skyrocket Radio, you may be able to do some of these. Or if you're with a different website provider, you may not be able to do hardly any of these. But we just want to make these possibilities known to you. And there are some kind of caveats to go along the way that we'll be talking about as well. Now, we're going to go through each one of all of the departments at the radio station, the sales department, the programming, the news, each one individually, and gives 3 specific cases that you can use your radio station website for more than just a radio station website. All right, so let's jump in. All right, so let's talk about the sales department. You can use your radio station website for sales order forms. Create internal forms for salespeople to enter their sales orders, track leads, and manage client information. Client portals. You can develop secure client portals where advertisers can access contracts, invoices, and campaign performance reports. And CRM integration. You can integrate with a customer relationship management tool to track sales activities, client interactions, and even to book appointments. Now, I will say here that we said that this depends on your hosting provider and your, if you have a website partner that you've come alongside with. Some of these will require additional plugins to boost the functionality of your radio station website. And some, depending on your level of what you need, it may require that you get a specialized code developer to jump in there. And a CRM integration, that's a pretty big suite of tools. There are plugins, let's say for WordPress out there, that allow you to do this, but if it doesn't do exactly what you want it to do, that may require a developer. All right, so let's get back into it. A business and administration department, document management. You can implement a document management system for storing and sharing internal documents, contracts, and policies. We do not recommend that your radio station website be used as kind of an audio repository, like 2-hour football games and stuff like that. That can really wear down your hosting plan very, very quickly. And really, there are better solutions for that kind of content, audio and video, out there on the internet rather than a website host. You can also use, under business and administration, expense reporting. You can use forms for staff to submit their expense reports, which management can track and improve. An HR portal for managing employee records, training videos, benefits information, any kind of internal job postings that you have at your radio station or your group. And let's talk about the production department. Production requests, those can be handled via forms or to track production orders, ensuring that all the necessary information is captured and accessible. And if you have salespeople that can put their production orders in like that, and then perhaps an email gets sent to whoever they choose to do the production at the radio station. They get an email each time somebody does one of those. Asset library. You can develop in a digital asset library for storing and managing audio files, jingles, and other production resources. Not the big stuff like football games and stuff like that. We're talking about things that you could use that you use very often. All right. Scheduling tools. You can implement scheduling tools for like scheduling studio time, recording sessions, and tracking production deadlines. And then in the programming department, you can use a content management system to show schedules, program logs, and content archives. Internal communication, you can set up forums and chat systems for internal communication between show talent, producers, and support staff. And even listener feedback. You can create internal tools to gather and analyze listener feedback. In the news department, you can use it for newsroom management, develop a system for tracking story assignments, deadlines, and editorial calendars. Press release submission. You can use forms for the staff to submit press releases and news tips for editorial review. Of course, you can also put forms on the front end to have listeners submit that information as well. And then content archiving, implement a searchable archive for images, past news stories, interviews, and reports. One of the things that we have recommended that every station do, is whenever they're starting to put news on their radio station website, is to go out and take pictures of town monuments and police cars and fire trucks and school buses and just every big place, maybe big intersections throughout your town or whatnot. That way, when a news story happens, you can immediately put it on the website and attach it to that news story. That's kind of what we mean by a searchable archive for images. And then in the engineering department, you can use your website for maintenance logs. Use digital forms for logging equipment maintenance, repairs, and technical issues. Inventory management for tracking technical equipment and supplies, that sort of thing. And then a trouble ticket system. Implement a trouble ticket system for staff to report technical issues and track their resolution. In the marketing department, you can use it for campaign tracking. You can use internal tools to plan, execute, and track marketing campaigns, including social media and on-air promotions. Event management, a system for managing station events, remote broadcasts, and public appearances. Maybe the salesperson uses a special form to book remotes and stuff like that, so that the marketing department can then ensure that the right people show up for the right events. You can also use it for analytics dashboards, for monitoring site traffic, social media engagement, and other key performance indicators. And then general station use, you can use it as an intranet for company-wide announcements, policy updates, and internal communications. Training resources, you can develop an online training portal for resources, tutorials, and courses for staff development. Maybe that's the place where new people go to whenever they're hired on at your radio station. And then there's polls and surveys. You can use internal polls and surveys to gather employee feedback and suggestions for improvements around your radio station or throughout your whole group. Now, I can't mention this entire list here, and there's a lot of stuff, and there's probably, as you have gone through this with me, have maybe thought of some other use cases that you can think of, but there are some downsides to this. I can't mention all of this cool stuff without mentioning some of the downsides. Proper hosting is going to be key. You can't have all the CRM and all of this archiving of great things and stuff like that unless you have proper hosting that will support that. And then how often is that being backed up? How large are those backups? Because not only do you have to have a good hosting plan, you have to have a good backup plan. And all of those take space. And so you have to be sure that you have a proper hosting in place to do this. You have to be sure that you have proper security in place, because if you're taking any kind of personal information or anything that you just don't want shared out to the general public, you do have to have that under lock and key. And that means having proper security on your host, having proper security logins and stuff like that. And then you also, one of the drawbacks of this is that you really don't want to have all of this stuff in one place, because if something goes wrong, everything is in one place. And there are downsides to using your radio station website for more than just having it be a radio station website. Now, if you do have reliable hosting, you have proper security, and maybe you cherry pick a few of these to use your radio station website for, then I think it's going to make your radio station website worth a whole lot more to you as a station owner and content creator. And it's going to be a whole lot beneficial to everybody on your team. All right. So hopefully this list has helped you kind of open your eyes a little bit about what is possible out there. I do see more and more radio stations using just the form builder that you have inside of your radio station website to do other kinds of forms, internal communications, and that sort of thing. Of course, they're all logged under lock and key passwords and stuff like that. So, competitions aren't stealing all that information. But still, hopefully this opens your eyes to some of the possibilities out there. What are you using your radio station website for other than being a radio station website? Be sure to let us know. We're interested in maybe adding to this list for a future episode. And if you need help with your radio station website, that's why we're here. Reach out to us at skyrocketradio.com. Have an awesome week online making your radio station website better. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Better Radio Websites. Remember to subscribe, leave a rating or comment, and share this episode with your team and radio colleagues. For show notes, archived episodes, and more free resources, visit betterradiowebsites.com. Need help starting or making your radio website better? Visit skyrocketradio.com.